Welcome, everybody. Hello. Happy full moon. Delighted to be with all of you this evening here on this full moon and historic lunar eclipse. And this class tonight, or activation rather, is going to be in replacement of Sunday's call. I will not be doing a call on Sunday at 2 o'clock, even though I thought I would be. I'm still very involved in the Starseed class, and we had a call last night, and we have a call Saturday, we have a call Tuesday, and today. So my channeling capacity, I think, has reached its max. So tonight is going to be a replacement of Sunday's free call. But I'm so glad that you were all able to join in this evening, or many of you were, and also a replay will be going out after the call. A couple of housekeeping things. So some of you might be brand new to this class, and if you are, my name is Kelly Kolodny, and I have been channeling the angel Raphael since I was in college, so a really long time, 1989. I guess I'm giving away my age. And it was a spontaneous event, something that just happened to me. I was not trying to channel. I didn't know what channeling was. And this beautiful energy came in right around this time of year. It came in 1989 on Thanksgiving itself. At that time, that Thanksgiving, that date was November 23rd. And Raphael came in, and it kept going like this. So beautiful with its hands, right? It was really amazing. And it came through the energy through my sister before it came through me. And we both started to channel together at the same time, which was really extraordinary and magical and helpful, so that we didn't think we were going crazy. We're having a little difficulty here with the sound. So I don't know if, Sam, on your end, you can make sure everybody is muted. I thought I did that, but
I think everyone's muted.
yeah, but it's still making, there's some extra thing that has to be done. Okay, well, hopefully it'll all work out. If for any reason you guys notice you're unmuted, because we will be doing an activation, you want to make sure you're muted. So anyway, yeah, it's been a long time since I've been channeling, coming up on a celebration and an anniversary at Thanksgiving time. And I have always found that this time of the year is very powerful and potent, and the veil is thin. And tonight, you know, we've got the beautiful full moon and this historic lunar eclipse. And so the energy is intense. You might be feeling either tired or a lot of energy or a lot of emotion. You know, it can affect people in different ways. So we're going to tap into the beautiful moon energy tonight. Last night I was sleeping actually in a room I don't usually sleep in, and I had a visitation by these beautiful beings that I haven't had that type of connection in that way in a very long time. And Mary Magdalene came, and Mother Mary, or the Divine Mother, however you want to think of that energy, and Kuan Yin. And they stood at the foot of my bed. And they were just radiating so much love and support. And they said to me, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do the call today or not. And they said, please do it and allow us to come through and communicate to everybody and to bring a blessing and an activation. So that's what we're going to do. So to prepare for this this evening, which is basically me just channeling and bringing through their information, and most of it will come through as Raphael, I would assume, translating. If you can lay down, I think you'll get more out of it. If you can't, don't worry about it, that's fine. But if you are laying down, just by the nature of the activation, I think it'll be helpful. All right, if you haven't heard me channel before, I will be closing my eyes. I'm going to be making these toning sounds, and that's sort of how I connect with the energy of Raphael. And then Raphael comes in and will say hello. And this evening, my husband will say hello back on the other end, and that is the connection into the third dimension. Once that happens, Raphael kind of gets on a roll, and we'll start talking to all of you. Know that although you're listening to the words of what Raphael is saying, I have been told repetitively over the years that the words are very much secondary to the vibrational frequency of the information coming through and the upgrade that you're receiving. So if you do fall asleep, which often happens to people when they're hearing these transmissions, that's okay. You're getting on a vibrational level. I am doing a really special activation right before the Christmas holiday on December 19th, and that's going to be a 2-hour special program. And it's something beautiful that you could give to a friend or a family member as a gift. And we're going to be working with all of the major archangel energies on that program. It'll last, like I say, 2 hours. It will be on Zoom, and you can register for that. It will have limited seating. It is a paid event, and it is something that I know you will thoroughly enjoy. And it's a lovely thing to give to somebody instead of buying more stuff, right? What better gift than to be in the presence of the loving Raphael? All right, so I think I've covered everything about me and announcements and channeling. So we're just going to get to it. I do see somebody's hand raised. I guess you could throw, I'm not going to answer questions right now because it might break the energy. You can always throw it in the chat. Angela, I think your hand's raised if you have something you want to ask, and my husband might be able to respond in the chat room. All right. Hmm. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
hello, hello. Oh, as always, we are delighted to be here with all of you and to recognize this magnificent energy that is bombarding the planet at this time. For it is that it is illuminating a lot of energies and areas that are sometimes mysterious or that have been hidden from sight to come into the light and to be seen and to be felt and to be understood. And it is important if something is coming up and arising at this particular moment in time that there is an allowing of this and a deep appreciation for knowing that it is accentuating the potential for your soul to open and to bloom and to grow. But it is that this evening, due to this magnificent and beautiful energy that is present, allowing the veil to be thinner to the other realms, some very delightful and beautiful beings of light are here to talk to you and to be with you and to love you and to care for you and to bring forgiveness and compassion. And it is that they are understood with particular personalities, identities, in names, in the dimension in which you dwell, in which they have history and story and understanding. And yet we want to remind you that where it is that they are now in the presence of their being, those stories are no longer imprinted in who it is that they are. However, the signature of what occurred during that time influences the work in which they choose to do in the realm in which they reside, to support and to love all of you. And so each of them has a message for you and shall be coming forward. But in addition to that, we are wanting you to know that you are going to be receiving many energetic changes and upgrades to your system on a cellular level that will be enhancing the frequency of every aspect of your being on every level, including the depth of your actual DNA. And so it is best, if possible, to be resting for this, for you are going to receive quite a download. And we're wanting you to know that this download will only upgrade you to a vibration that is closer to the frequency of complete and absolute unconditional love. That everything that you will be receiving in this now moment comes from great purity of light and an awareness to support you in evolving to the highest aspect of connection to your highest self. It is that these beings will begin, and as this is occurring, we are wanting you now to close your eyes. Wherever it is that you are, we are asking you to bring your eyes closed. And as you close them, we're wanting you to feel the heaviness of them as they become heavier and heavier and heavier. And as you are laying flat or wherever it is that you are, we're wanting you to feel an energy pulling you down as it is grounding you into the depths of the earth and anchoring you here in the dimension in which you are. And as you are laying here, we're wanting you to feel the moon as it is illuminating a beautiful light and casting across you. And as you lay here, start to attune now to the frequency and the vibration of the presence of these beings. For they are standing at the foot of where your feet are, wherever it is that you are at this time. They are taller than you and they are clear in a sense, for they are radiating a light and yet you can still make out their form. It is that to your left is Mary Magdalene. And it is that Mary Magdalene is here to bring you many gifts, and she is holding right now a vessel, and in this vessel is a very sacred and holy water. And as she stands here, she wants me to tell you that she loves you more than you can possibly imagine. And that there have been many stories told of her through time and history. And she wants you to know that some are in alignment with truth and others are not. And yet what she can tell you is that she has been seen in a light that has not been vibrating always with the intention and the integrity of truth. For she has been judged very harshly, for it was quite convenient for many in order to put her in a certain place and box, to squash her innate intuitive knowing and her miraculous ability to heal. For she came to this earth with great powers and understanding, for the veil was lifted when she arrived, and the knowing of the way in which she had lived in many lifetimes prior to that allowed her to bring her gifts forward and to share them with many as she blessed them and washed their feet. And yet others could not recognize nor understand this, for she came in the form of a body that was the feminine, and at that time it was not seen or honored as it is beginning to be understood today. And so she was hidden away, and as many stories have been told, she had been judged and scorned and stoned. And so her gift to all of you is to release the vibration and the energy of judgment. And it is that whether you have felt judged by anyone at any time in this lifetime, or whether you have judged another, she comes with that energy as she brings her bowl of her holy water to clear and wash it away. And so that is what she shall be doing for you this evening. And as you look next to her, you see standing the most magnificent, beautiful mother of all. You can call her many names, whatever works for you, for we are calling her this evening the Great Mother Mary. And as she stands there, she wears a light baby blue robe, and her eyes are crystal as blue. And above her head is like a halo in a sacred geometry shape of the flower of life. And she holds within her hand a great big bouquet of roses, and she smells of the scent of rose. She carries some heaviness on her shoulder, and she comes with many teachings, understanding of love. And she wants you to know that you are loved beyond measure and that she is here to honor you. She sees many of the old and ancient ones and the great teachers being born, for she asks you to look after the children and to watch over them. They will be the ones who will awaken you all to the remembering from the deep slumber that you are in to the divine beings that you are. And many of the great masters are being incarnated as we speak. And even this evening, in this deep full moon, many are being born that are coming from the deep old ways of the ancient ones. And they come this evening because they are bringing a new way, an opening in their heart, for they love without condition, and they will not be programmed to the structure of illusion and form and matrix, for they will rise above this and be great teachers who will walk across your land. And so it is that this beautiful being of the Divine Mother, or Mother Mary, as you wish, comes to instill within you the vibration and the frequency of unconditional love, not just for those near and around and far, but of course, most importantly, from within in your own heart. And so she will be giving you the gift this evening of the rose. And as you turn away from the great Mother Mary, you see the Kuan Yin standing there, for she has her dark black hair and wears a robe of many colors. She holds the lotus flower and a jar that is of emerald green. And in that emerald green jar is a container, literally, that contains the energy of forgiveness and compassion. And she will come this evening to hold a space for you to forgive, to let go, to forgive others and self, and to feel the vibration of compassion as you move to the frequency of it and hold it within your heart. And so sense their energies and feel them now, attune to their vibration, and look at them as they stand in front of you at your feet. And as they do this now, and you feel their energy, they're going to begin to turn away. And as they turn away, feel the lifting of your spirit begin to lift out of your body as you float with them along a path. The path is lit by the beautiful moonlight as it illuminates a way for you to see in the darkness of the sky and the twinkling of the stars. And as you follow them, they are walking far ahead, and you walk behind them, waiting and wondering where you are to be led. And as you go, you see and feel the flickering of a light ahead, and you move toward it, and it is an opening within deep the mountain. And as it opens, you follow them and duck your head. And as you go into the mountain, you see that it is a cave. And in the cave, it is filled with flickering candles of light and rose petals all about. It is a cave where Mary Magdalene had lived and dwelled at the end of her times here on earth. And she opens this space like a womb of creation for you to be healed and loved and felt and known. And as as you go in and you feel the energy, know that the angels had come to her here. They had touched her heart and wiped her wounds and loved her in this place. It is filled with her energy, emanating power and miracles and love. And as you begin to attune your energy and feel the frequency of this cave, the flickering of the light and the petals all around, Mary Magdalene looks at you right in the eye and she puts out her hand and says, "Come with me, my child. Let me take you deep and further into the cave." And as you duck your head and walk further in, you see more candles lit about. And as you look ahead, you see a bed there laying there for you. The bed looks like a hard stone, and underneath it is a pool of water that has come and cascaded down from the sides of the mountain, causing a pool of water beneath. This water is sacred and has been blessed by the great angels from above. And as you look at the bed, she brings her hand to you and says, "Come, my dear one." And as you look at her, she asks you to disrobe. And in that moment, you wonder, do I want to do that? I feel a little bit shy, for I do not want to be naked, bare, and vulnerable in the eyes of Mary Magdalene. And she said, "I will not judge you, nor will another, for I want to see you in the nakedness of who you are, how you were born and came to this world, and how you will return. For I want to love you in a way you haven't felt love in a very long time." And with that, you begin to take off the cloth that is on your body, and you feel yourself bare as the air brushes by. But in some way, there is a sense of comfort and peace, for you know that her love and her cast of her eye comes with great honoring and respect for who it is that you are. And so you pull yourself up and you lay now upon the stone. And as you lay there, there are feathers underneath, all around. They are white and fluffy, and they are keeping you safe and feeling comfortable along this hardness of the stone. And as you lay there, Mary Magdalene comes to you. Start to feel her energy and her presence. And as you look to her, she places one of her hands upon her heart and another on yours. You feel a pulsation of energy moving between you, a power of light and love. She asks you now, as she places her hand over your eyes and closes them gently shut, to rest, my dear child, and allow me to bathe you and love you. And as she does this, she bends down to the water in a bucket next to her. And she takes a cloth and she dips it into this great miraculous healing water. And as she places it there, she wrings it out, and the water is warm and cozy and comfortable. And she takes the cloth and she rises it to your head. And she begins to wash your third eye and your forehead as the water begins to drip. And as she washes it, she says to you, "I wash away judgment. I wash away any time that you have felt judged. And as I wash your eyes, I wash away the time in which you saw another cast their look at you in a judging way, in which you felt less than. I wash it now away from you. And as I wash your eyes, I wash away any time that you looked at another and you judged them for how they looked on the outside. I wash this from you, that you see everyone now as equal and that you do not judge them in this way. I wash this from you. And as she wrings the cloth back down in the water, she rises it again and she brings it to your face some more. She washes away at your ears. And as she washes your ears, she washes away those moments in time when you heard someone say something about you, where they were judging you or speaking ill of you. She washes away this judgment. And as she does it, she washes away the times in which You have said something that another may have overheard, in which you judged them. And she washes this from you. And as she washes again all down your throat, hitting your throat and washing away the words of judgment from you. Just feel it falling away. And now she takes her cloth and bends over again to dip it in the holy water. And as she wrings it out, she brings it to your shoulders. And she washes away the burden that you carry of judgment. Any time that you felt judged, any time that you felt less than another, any time in which you were not honored or respected, any time that you carried a judgment to another or an institution or an idea in which you did not thoroughly understand, but you cast a judgment in a quickening of a way, she washes this deep away from you. And as she bends over now into her bucket to wring it out again, she brings the cloth and washes around your heart, healing your heart from judgment, washing it away. And she continues to wash your whole body, cleansing you underneath your arms and on your breast and stomach, around your sides and underneath into your back and around your hips and down your thighs and beneath your knees and in front of them and down further on your calves as she comes to your feet. And now she walks around and bends again down to the holy water as she washes your feet underneath, up and around and in between each toe. And as she washes them and cleanses them of judgment, and any time you were not able to walk in the shoes of another, in which you judge them, and any time they could not walk in your shoes and you felt judged, she washes this away. And as she washes it now, she bends down with the beauty of her red rose lips, and she kisses your feet one by one in a gentle way as she whispers to you, I love you, I love you. And as you lay there, you look at her, and tears roll down your face, as now you know you do not have to carry the frequency of judgment any longer, for it has been cleansed and cleared from you. And she begins to fade into the walls of the cave as she steps back. And as she does this, another figure comes forward, and it is the great Mother Mary. And she comes over to you and she says, my dear child, I am your mother. I love you like no mother could ever love you. I am your mother. I am your mother, my dear child. I love you completely and unconditionally. And yet I look and I watch and I see that you do not always love yourself. And I tell you to love yourself, or I hear you not loving yourself. I see you not loving yourself, and this brings me sorrow. For you are a child of the divine in perfect perfection in who you are. And it is that as you love yourself, you love me, because as you love who you are, I feel loved because I love you as your mother. And I carry this magnificent and beautiful rose, and I want to give it to you. And as I come close to you, I'm going to open your heart. You may know of my heart. Some call it the sacred heart, and it flames with a light beyond words. And as I open my heart to you, I shoot unconditional light into your heart. And as you open it to receive, it moves through like a golden plasma, all through like liquid light around your body, moving in and out. Open your heart more to me as you shall receive. And as you receive, I take a rose now from my bouquet, but it is not open and blooming, but it is closed. And I take this rose, and as I open your heart further from side to side, opening the cavity deep within, I place the rose inside. And as I place the rose inside and I close it up and sew it shut, I say to you that it may bloom and blossom, but only if you love yourself. And I tell you to say the words, I love you. I love you. I love you, over and over and over. And every time you say these words out loud, the rose begins to bloom just a little bit more until it fully blossoms into the beauty of the fragrance of who you are. And so I tell to you, my dear child, to cast away the thoughts and the teachings that are old and not new, the ones in which you should feel shame or guilt, the ones in which you know to be unworthy or less than, the teachings of your church and things that are aligned with me. They are not true, for you are loved for who you are. For there is no one judging you in the sky, nor am I here to tell you you are not divine. You are perfect and loved as you are. And we are waking up now from that old paradigm. And so you must say out loud, I love you, over and over again, so that the blooming of the flower blossoms within your heart all around the globe. And as you love who you are, you cannot hurt another. For I look and I see how you hurt each other. And my dear little ones that are coming to be born now, and the ancient ones coming to teach, I need you to be clear and strong and brave. I need you to love who you are. And so stand in the mirror each day, holding your hand to your heart. And as you say the words, I love you, I love you, I love you, that flower should bloom and blossom. And know that I am right there beside you, knowing and in deep gratitude as I bow to this work you do. And so, my dear child, accept this gift now from me. And as you receive this, you smell the scent of the rose permeating the air, and the beautiful eyes and the loving care of the deep mother herself, as she begins to fade now into the distance of the cave itself. And as you turn now, you feel the presence of a new energy coming forward. And this is the beauty of Kuan Yin. And as she stands there next to you, she holds a vessel of an emerald green, and she begins to expand it until you find yourself contained within it. And in this vessel, she pours in a light of compassion. And as she pours it in and opens your heart even wider, she asks you in this very now moment to invite 3 people in which you ask them to forgive you. 3 will come to mind in this now moment from all times and dimensions and directions. These 3 people might not need great forgiveness, but you may ask them to forgive you for perhaps you were not kind. Perhaps you said a word that was harsh or out of line. Look to them and see them. Perhaps it was something grand or even more. Bring them into focus now within the container of where you are. Attune to each one, beginning with the first, to look at them and tell them, please forgive me for what I have done, for what I have said and the way I have acted, how I have behaved and who I had been. Please, please forgive me, my dear one. And as you look at them, ask them to open the directions of all dimensions and all time, from this moment in this life all the way back to the beginning of time. Ask them to forgive you for these regressions. And as they do so, you feel this lifting within your being, as if you're beginning to float from the stone in which you lay as you become lighter and lighter. And as you turn to the second person, you bring them into focus. And as you look at them, you do the same. Say, please forgive me for what I have said and what I have done and how I have behaved. Please, please forgive me now. And as you do this, you feel this change within your being, and you ask them to go from the moment in time as you open all directions to all dimensions and all lines of time, back to the moment in which the soul had connected. You let go of all regressions and know that forgiveness has taken place and that all is gone for now. And as this happens, you begin to lift lighter and lighter. And as you turn now to the third person, bring their image into focus and attune to their energy as well, and ask for forgiveness for anything that you have done or said or way in which you have behaved, to open all directions into all dimensions and lines of time, to go back to the moment in which things were done, to release the regression and to bring more light in. And as you see this, they forgive you and you feel more light, and you begin to lift lighter and lighter on the table, feeling like a feather floating above. And as they begin to fade now into the distance far away, anyone that has hurt you, in all directions, all dimensions, and all time, anyone who has done harm to you, anyone in which you harbor resentment toward, anyone in which you carry a grudge, they're coming now and floating in. They're coming in droves from far away and near. From all dimensions, times past gone, they come to you and now. And you look to them and you say, I see you beyond form. I see you beyond personality. I see you beyond what is done. I know that what has happened was our agreement in time to grow. And from that understanding of new perspective, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. And as you forgive them now, they bow to you with tears upon their eyes as they fall away into the distance, and you feel lighter and lighter. And now Kuan Yin comes and stands above the vessel in which you are cast in and pours down a golden light that comes into your crown. And this light that comes is that of compassion. And this compassion erases all karmic ties, releasing all energies that are discordant. As you move into the energy of forgiveness, compassion reigns across you and down and around. It can move underneath you as you are risen now above the table. And all over you, it rains compassion. And you feel this light and laughter and joy, the relinquishing of these prisons of shackles that have held you in the pain of resentment. And as it's released, in the moment's notice, the container disappears and Kuan Yin fades away. And you find yourself there floating in the cave just above the place in where Mary Magdalene washed you. And you begin to look around at the flickering lights and the smell of the rose. And you ask them to come once more. And as you sit up and look out, you see them standing there at foot. And they say to you, my dear child, that we want to wrap you now in love. And so they come and they carry each a different color. One is pink and blue and gold. And as they come closer to you, they take this color And it is like a ribbon and a cloth, and they interweave it and wrap it at the bottom of your feet, all around your body, up and around your shoulders, leaving your head out for air to breathe. But they tuck you in this energy of love. And you are wrapped now and cocooned in the love of the Great Mother, as she holds you like a child close to her heart and bosom in her light. And as she holds you, you feel the innocence and the remembering of who you are. And you know that you have received the great gifts that have been illuminated upon you from the moon that rises above. And as this happens, you lay back down, comforted now, as one by one they place their hand upon your heart. They wipe your head and they kiss your cheek. And they say to you, my dear child, we love you, we forgive you, you are magnificent and beautiful. And you lay there in a deep sense of comfort, knowing now that your frequency is radiating with the frequency of compassion, unconditional love, and light. Just bathe in that for a moment. They come to you now and they say to you, we will come to you tonight. And as you sleep in your bed, they shall visit you. And any time you need to let go of judgment of another, or any time you want to release that who has judged you, call upon Mary Magdalene and she will come and wash it and cleanse it away. And any time you forget to love yourself or that you are worthy of love, call upon the Great Mother as she will come and hold you tight. As you speak out loud the words, I love you, feeling the blooming within your heart and the blossoming of the rose. And any time you need to forgive or be forgiven, call upon Kuan Yin, as she shall rain compassion down upon you and hold you in her arms. And so know, dear ones, that they are here to stay, for you have been linked now to the frequency of these divine, beautiful, feminine beings of light, and that they are here to guide you and illuminate the way. Many blessings, much love, and good day. All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us this evening for the full moon activation with the divine beings of light. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for all your beautiful donations. Much gratitude to you for those. And I look forward to seeing you in our holiday activation blessing. Sleep tight and have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye. I guess I can unmute you all.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
God
Very
bless
much
you.
Much
love
love.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Love
much.
you.
Love you, Kelly.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You are loved.
Love you.
Bye, Kelly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Love
Kelly.
you. So
My,
beautiful.
my
Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Be
you
good.
so much.
Kelly. Have a good night.
Good
Thank
night,
you, Kelly.
everybody.
Love you.
Hi, 444 just ended. Bye.
Thank you,
Night. Thank you
Kelly.
so
I
much.
love
We love you as
you. Thank
well.
you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Kelly.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
Good
Kelly.
night.
Thank you.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good
Good
night. Thank
night.
you. We
Good
love you.
night. We love you. All right.
Love
Bye,
you.
everybody.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.